Hey everyone, just wanted to let you know if you've seen the How to Haul Covalex Trainee to Junior video previously, this is the same exact video. I just corrected the audio. That way the music levels were lower and you could actually hear my voice. So this is just a repeat. If you've already seen it, feel free to click off. I appreciate you stopping by, and here comes the video.
Okay, here we are. Let's see. Let's back this up. Back it up. Back it up. That looks like, no, we can get closer. And boom. Landed. Why are we shaking? Oh God.
Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Sax of Wine with SC Haulers, and today we're doing a zero to hero, a beginner's guide, whatever you want to call it. We're logging on to the alt account, and we're going to show you how I grind the Covalex rep and get enough money in order to be able to afford the higher end ships. So I'm going to switch over to my alt account and we'll get started. Now, before switching to the alt account, I almost forgot that I need to do a TLDR. So here we go. Number one, we are going to set our home location to Lorville. And this is only for those of you who are just logging in for the first time into the servers. It's just going to make it easier to get up to Everest Harbor. Everest Harbor is going to be our main location that we are hauling cargo out of. Number two, pick small planetary cargo missions, especially early on. If you are rocking a smaller ship, you are going to need the small planetary cargo missions. That is going to be a necessity. And the small cargo missions only have like 9 SCU of cargo, so it's going to help you out in the long run. Number three, and this is for those of you who only have a starting ship and want to do cargo hauling. As soon as you finish that first trainee mission and get that 50K, go up to the cargo center and get a Cuddy Black. Rent a Cuddy Black at the cargo center at Everest Harbor. And the last tip, if you are taking on more than like 2 missions, separate your cargo and track where it is going. I track all of my cargo whenever I am rocking like 5 or more missions. And that's because if I don't track my cargo properly, I am going to lose track, and then cargo gets lost. And then I wonder if the mission was bugged, and then turns out I was the problem. And then I blame CIG anyways, because maybe it was, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So separate your cargo, track your cargo. So just a brief overview again. You're going to be at Everest Harbor. Select small planetary cargo missions, all going to the same location. Rent a Cuddy Black when you can, and track your cargo and separate it. That's going to be it for the TLDR. If that's all you're here for, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and if you want part 2 or you want to be notified when part 2 comes out, hit that notification bell. And we'll see you next time. We are going to get our ship. I bought the Nomad package for this particular account, but you could buy any you want. But I just wanted to show you that we're sitting at 25,000 AUEC. We have no hauling rep, and here is our first cargo hauling mission. It's going to be picking up at Everest Harbor and then dropping off at Lorville. So let's go ahead and get it. Now, just for clarity's sake, I'm going to speed up a lot of this video because cargo hauling is very much boring to watch. So I'm sure you don't want to see that. We're going to speed this up, get us up to Everest Harbor, and then go from there. Okay, instead of doing a speed up thing, I decided to do just a jump cut. So we're at Everest Harbor right now. We lined up our ship with the freight elevator. And this is my first time in a Nomad, so we are going to use the tractor beam and see how well it works. And it's not bad. So it looks like I can stack, what, 3 rows of SCU here? Okay, we can double stack them. I wonder if we can triple stack them. I don't think we will be able to. No, we can't. Okay, so we can do 3 wide, it looks like. Maybe 3 long. Maybe 4. Let's see.
Yeah, and we can do 4 long. Okay, so if you're with the Nomad, you can do 12 SCU of cargo here, which is going to be phenomenal. A lot of these smaller ships, or excuse me, a lot of these rookie or trainee missions, they only require like 9 SCUs. So something with the Nomad would be great. If you have an Aurora that can hold 8 SCU, I think there's a version that has an 8 SCU cargo. But if you're in a smaller ship that can only hold a certain amount, the Nomad is good. The Hull A is good. The Cuddy Black is good. And we'll get more into that later. But let's go ahead and jump forward and get this unloaded. Okay, so I know I said it was going to Lorville, but I was wrong. I read it wrong. I assumed previously that trainee mission has always been from Everest Harbor to Lorville or Port Tressler to New Babbage, whatever planet you're at, to the major city. So this one changed a little bit. This is taking us to Sakura Sun Magnolia Center on Hurston. If you didn't know about these distribution centers, they do have hangars that you can land into. If you have a smaller ship, then you can land on the outside of the distribution center. And there is multiple freight elevators out there, so you never have to actually go inside. You just land your ship as close as you can, and then open up the freight elevator. Make sure it works before you start unloading your cargo. But it's as simple as that. So let's go ahead and get this unloaded.
Oh, hey! Future Saxophone here. I just wanted to let you know that I forgot to say I did not pick up a tractor beam at Everest Harbor, and you'll notice right now I'm using the onboard tractor beam for the Nomad. And the reason for that is because I've had experiences in the past where I've picked up a mission, I went and bought a max lift to load the cargo on, and then the mission bugged out, the server bugged out, I lost my max lift, I lost all my money, and then I was stuck. So my advice would be, don't pick up a max lift. If you do need a handheld tractor beam, go get the multi-tool. Go get the multi-tool with the tractor beam attachment. It's very cheap, and these smaller containers will be moved with a multi-tool with a tractor beam. That's perfectly fine. If your ship has an onboard tractor beam, like the Nomad, the Cuddy Black, the Caterpillar, whatever the case is, you can use that and save your money. Okay, back to past sacks.
Okay, here we are. Let's see. Let's back this up. Back it up. Back it up. That looks like... No, we can get closer. And boom! Landed. Why are we shaking? Oh, God. Okay, this will work. Okay, so in the process of landing the ship, I decided I have a change of heart. We're going to switch ships, and we're going to store the Nomad real quick. You can see I don't have any other ships, so what we're going to do is go up to the cargo center, and we are going to rent our first ship. Now you may be wondering, we only completed the trainee mission, Sax. Like, what ship can we rent that is going to give us a lot of benefit? So we can only hold 12 SU of cargo on the Nomad. So we need something a little bit bigger so we can stack a lot of these rookie missions. As you saw, we are at the end of the trainee rep portion of this. But even being at the end of trainee, it'll still give you the rookie missions to do, not trainee missions. And I want to say they removed trainee missions completely. Maybe not. I'm not sure. But every time I've done this from start to finish, you just jump straight from that first trainee mission all the way to rookie. Like, you skip trainee rank complete. Alright, so we're at the cargo center at Everest. We're going to hit this rental terminal. And the ship that we are going to get is the Drake Cutlass Black. This holds 48 SCU, and this is going to be perfect to get us through the rookie rank. Now what we're also going to do is go over to the shop here. Sorry, I had a brain fart. We're going to go get a multi-tool from the shop and then get a tractor beam attachment. And that'll allow us to load the Cuddy Black a little bit faster. Now, the Cuddy Black does have a tractor beam on the back. I don't like to use it because of the walls of the Cuddy Black are very small. And that tractor beam will just whip everything that you try to load onto it around. So I prefer manually loading it, but you can do whatever you want. If you don't want to spend the money on a multi-tool just yet, by all means, just use the tractor beam. You have to be in the co-pilot seat for it. All right, so here we are, the Cuddy Black. I love the Cuddy Black. It is very versatile. It's got a lot of good cargo space for starting missions. It's good with lower risk bounty targets. It's got multi-crew seats, like right here where the open close button, there's 6 passenger seats or jump seats, whatever. You go into the bridge area here and there's a co-pilot seat, there's a pilot seat, there's a turret gunner seat. So you can have 3 crew members on essentially this. It's not a starter ship technically, but it feels like a starter ship to me because it can't do higher end stuff. But it's got all this versatility. I love it. It is one of my favorite starter ships. That's why I pledged it in the first place. I would recommend getting this or the Intrepid. The Intrepid is not going to be as good as the Cuddy Black in a lot of things. It only has 8 SCU of cargo. It is a pure starting ship. But if you want to invest a little bit of money, I want to say the Cuddy Black normally without discount is $125. Now, this is not a sponsorship from CIG. Just FYI. Okay, so here we are picking up our rookie rank missions. And I personally like to do the planetary missions. So you're going to be looking for your small planetary cargo missions. And you're going to try to get multiples of them and get them going to the same places. That way you have the minimal amount of stops, period. That's what you are looking for, is the minimal amount of stops. So here's a good one. Going from Everest Harbor to Socorro on Magnolia Work Center. We're going to go ahead and take this one and then try to pick up more. Oh, this is an important piece too. So make sure you look at what your cargo container sizes are. So this one has a maximum container size of 4 SCU. 4 SCU containers will take up a lot of space. And so you have to realize that before you start loading up your ship. But we're going to go ahead and accept it. We're going to try to find a couple more missions going to Magnolia. Here's another one. This one is a total of 7 SCU going to Magnolia and Lorville. We're just going to go ahead and get these sent up real quick and get everything separated in the ship. Well, that's going down. I'm going to track this just so I know how much quartz is going to actual Lorville. What I do like to do when I'm using larger ships that have a lot of cargo capacity, like the Taurus, the C2, really that's it for larger ships right now. But I have an Excel spreadsheet that I will write down how many of these missions that I have going to what locations and where to pick them up at. Once we get to junior rank, this will become a little more obvious because from 4.0.1 to 4.0.2, they kind of changed hauling missions. Oh, I think I bugged it in the wall. Oh, I got it. Okay. So yeah, one thing with the Cuddy Black, do not slam it into that back wall there because you will get that container going stuck into the wall. Sometimes they will clip through the wall completely and go into the bridge. The other thing that it could do is it'll drop down below the ship. You'll have to go around and pick it up.
But I was recording this video initially on my main account, and I had a plan in my head on how to do it, and then as I was grinding up the rep, I realized that things had changed. And so when you hit junior rank initially in like 4.0, a lot of the missions the small planetary missions, a lot of them would go to the same exact locations. And then in 4.0.2, it seems like they removed a lot of those and they have them going to a lot of different locations on Hurston. And so it's not just the distribution centers anymore. It's going to be a lot of the different platforms, like HDFS Rufus, HCSF Bezdek or something, Stanhope. These are smaller stations with smaller freight elevators. It makes sense that your junior missions would go to these locations, but it changed in these couple of patches in the past couple of months, and so I had to change my video completely, which was a little off-putting. But we're going to finish loading this up and see if we can't fit any more missions on here. We might have to do just the 3 missions. Or excuse me, 2 missions. But we'll see if we can get another on there. I think we can. Okay, so after a little deliberation, it looks like I have enough space. I can take this 13 SCU mission. So we're going to take this one. This is going from Everest Harbor to Lorville. That'll give us 3 missions. Not ideal for me specifically, but we'll take the 3, fill up the Cuddy Black, go deliver them, and then get back to Everest Harbor. Now, an ideal thing, if you can find a mission that is going from Magnolia or from Lorville up to Everest Harbor, that'll give you 4 missions you can complete. You can also grab more than that. Like if you find 2 missions from Lorville to Everest Harbor, go ahead and grab them as long as you have enough SCU. Remember, you have to remember how much SCU your ship has to be able to contain it. The Cuddy Black has 48 SCU, so if you have 2 missions for 100 SCU from Lorville to Everest Harbor, you're gonna have to make multiple trips to finish that, and you don't want to do that if you want to complete this in an efficient way. Now, one more tip that I'm going to give you in this loading process is if you're a returning player, you're going to see that I'm loading some of this not on the cargo grid. And that might scare you if you've ever loaded cargo previously. Because there was a time, if you did not load your cargo on the cargo grid, you were more than likely going to blow up your ship. And that was even more apparent whenever they introduced the Reclaimer and the 16 SCU boxes that were on the Reclaimer. You would stack those things to the brim because the Reclaimer cargo grid is absolutely terrible. But if you went too fast, and the physics on the boxes did not work that great. So if you move too fast in a gravitational area, those boxes would fly everywhere, and then all of a sudden your ship blows up and you're screwed. So though that has changed, feel free to put cargo in sideways up against walls and stuff. Cargo does not do as much damage as it used to. So if you're brand new and seeing this, just know we had it bad at certain times. And I am so happy for this change, because even in the real world, there will be times where you just stack stuff wherever it fits. And I'm really happy that they reduce the amount of damage that cargo containers do to your ship, because it's ridiculous that a cargo container would blow up your entire ship. That is wild to me. Okay, so those 3 missions are complete. Let's check out our rep and see where we're sitting at. Okay, so we're almost done with rookie rank. It looks like we're going to need 5 missions to complete rookie rank, and that's not bad. If we were able to find any missions going from Magnolia back up to Everest, that would get us even closer to junior rank, and then that would be about an hour's worth of work, and we would be at junior. And so we're going to head back up to Everest Harbor, pick up a couple more rookie missions. Now, remember, we're also grinding for money here. We got to get those bigger ships. And not just for more cargo capacity and not just for rental purposes. We want to be able to own these ships so we don't have to waste our money on rentals anymore. Okay, so we got back to Everest Harbor, and just for length of the video, I decided to cut it a little short. We picked up 4 more missions going to the same location, rookie missions, and that's going to put us way over the junior mark, so we should be fine. But we did 4 missions specifically just to build up some extra money. Okay, so we're back at Lorville. We're turning in this mission. I did have one that bugged out, so I'm going to have to abandon that one, unfortunately. But we are here. We turned in 3 of the 4 missions that we accepted. And in total, it looks like we have made 325,695 credits. If you include the cost of the Cuddy Black, that'll bring you up to around 375,000. Now, going from trainee to junior, this took me about 2 hours. And the reason it took 2 hours is because I had multiple different bugs I had to log out for, and I just didn't show those to you. Now, the last thing, if you ever have a mission that you can't complete for some reason, 2 things. 1, never submit a mission that is less than 50% done. Number 2, if you do have a mission that's less than 50% done and you need to abandon it, as of this moment, if you abandon it, you will not lose rep. But this is 4.0.2 that I'm doing this in. And in 4.1, that might change. You want to be safe and not risk your rep whatsoever. Just log out to the main menu. It will drop your mission. You will not lose rep, nothing. And you are going to be completely safe. Now, the only thing you might have to deal with is you might still have the cargo on your ship if you drop the mission and you're like mid-space or whatever. The cargo is more than likely going to be there still. So that's going to be the end of part 1. And come next video, part 2, we're actually going to make our way to New Babbage, and we're going to rent a new ship with that freshly made 365,000 credits, or 325,000 credits rather. And so stay tuned for part 2. That will be coming in the next few days. And if you liked the video, leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you want to keep track of when part 2 comes out. Hit that notification bell. And this is Sacks of Wine with SE Haulers. And we will see you next time, my friends.